Before we begin this video, please note that I will be spoiling almost all of Star Wars. This includes the movies themselves, Clone Wars, Rebels, The Bad Batch, The Mandalorian, and the Book of Boba Fett. Please do not continue with this video if you plan on watching even one of these. Thank you very much. Hey guys, Evan here. Something you may not know about me is that I'm actually quite the Star Wars fan. It's not one of my main fandoms, but I've seen all the movies and loved them, and I enjoy certain expanded universe media. For example, The Book of Boba Fett, which is what I wanted to talk about today. A few days ago, episode 6 of The Book of Boba Fett came out, and I adored it. I loved seeing all these characters back and together, and they're building towards an epic finale. The only problem, however, is Cad Bane. Cad Bane made his first live-action appearance in this episode, which is great and cool and awesome. But my problem with it is they treat it like you already know who he is. I know a lot of people did know who he was and were very excited, but they treat it like you have to know who Cad Bane is. Like, you're just expected to know who he is, which personally I didn't. I mean, I recognized him from appearance, but I didn't know his history, his backstory, or hell, even his name. But after a bit of research, I recognized him from Clone Wars clips that I've seen, and found out that he appeared in Bad Batch alongside Fennec Shand. Fennec Shand, played by the amazing Ming-Na Wen, known for the Disney Princess Mulan and Melinda May on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., made her first appearance, as far as I know, in The Mandalorian, and is currently one of the leads in the Book of Boba Fett. Two shows that have nothing to do with The Bad Batch. The Star Wars universe is too connected and expects you to have seen and experienced every little piece of it. I mean, I haven't seen Clone Wars or Rebels or The Bad Batch, but I adore The Mandalorian. So, when The Mandalorian introduced Ahsoka Tano, who, honestly, I don't have a problem with that, because I feel like everyone knows who Ahsoka is. She's, like, too popular to not know her. But when they introduced other elements, like Bo-Katan and the Darksaber, I had no clue what was happening. I didn't even know Bo-Katan was from Clone Wars. Editing Evan here, I also forgot to include the fact that Cobb Vanth from the Mandalorian Season 2 premiere was actually introduced a few years earlier in the book Star Wars Aftermath. At least I believe he was. Don't quote me on that. Another example of this is the episode that started all of this, Chapter 6 of Book of Boba Fett. This episode had Cad Bane, Cobb Vanth, Din Djarin, Grogu, Ahsoka Tano, and Luke frickin' Skywalker in one episode. Boba, however, the lead of this show, has not spoken a single line for 2 episodes and didn't even appear in one of them. I mean, even Solo, A Star Wars Story, had a Darth Maul cameo. If you were only watching the movies, you didn't even know that Darth Maul survived. Now, a complaint I feel I might get from making this video is, oh, but the MCU is one big thing, and you don't have a problem with that. No, I don't. But that is because the MCU is marketed as one big storyline. Every film is one part of a massive storyline. That is a marketed piece of the MCU. Star Wars doesn't have that. With Star Wars, they're marketed like you can just see this one big thing. The MCU, they make it common knowledge that you need to see everything. But Star Wars doesn't do that. They don't make it like, oh, you have to see everything to watch this one bit. Marvel does that. Star Wars doesn't. There's no guarantee that you have to watch everything. If they had made that clear from day one, I wouldn't have watched The Mandalorian or The Book of Boba Fett and, not been confused. Overall, I just think that if Star Wars is going to be disconnected, they should at least be making it clear. Tell people, like, hey, if you're going to watch this thing, you need to have seen Clone Wars and Rebels and The Bad Batch. Make it clear that it's all connected, like the MCU does. Okay, editing Evan here again. I'd just like to point out that I have no problem with Star Wars being connected. I realize I'm coming across very negative in this video, but I have no problem with Star Wars being connected. I just like it if they made it a little more clear. Just make it clear that you have to watch other things besides the movies to get the shows and stuff. Just make it clear that they're all connected. That's all I ask. Thank you all for watching. Feel free to like and subscribe, and please tell me your opinion on how connected Star Wars is currently down in the comments, because as I mentioned, it's not one of my main fandoms, and maybe there's something I'm missing here. Goodbye and good luck.